Hey guys, Alex here. Good morning from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I sound tired because I woke up not too long ago and this is my first time speaking for the day. And there's the current date and time. It is Tuesday, August 30th, 2022. Can't believe it's the end of the month and I start school in exactly a week. And you guys are looking at a old friend of ours. It's the I think it's a 2004-05 Orion 7, the Lucky 7, as a lot of us transit fans used to call it. And yeah, this bus was it served the industry of the Detroit diesels. In fact, I wanted to just start off by mentioning that because I had this idea last night. Since I'm gonna be way too busy to be filming videos next month, I thought let me just do a few from home, come up with some ideas. And the first one I came up with is just looking back at the Toronto Transit Commission's retired buses, like this one here. And this is actually one of my favorite TTC buses that's long gone. And yeah, so I just want to do a video going through the retired TTC buses, at least the ones that I know, and it's going to be mainly the ones I've been on, but I'm also going to look at some that I've never been on before and react to photos of it. So this website I'm on, you guys may know it, I'm on the Canadian Public Transit Discussion Board. It's basically a Wikipedia page, which has it basically lists every single rolling stock, of rapid transit, streetcars, especially buses. They even have like pages detailing Orion, New Flyer, and Nova Bus. But for example, here on the TTC website, they list like every single one of those buses that's in service or not in service, and they even have photos of it, rebuilt, not rebuilt. I have the old livery of the Orion 7 OGH HEV, and it shows like where it's at, the garage, and also states when it's retired, because again some of these buses are nearing their end of their life despite getting their rebuild just a few years ago. Same thing for the other buses, even shows like when it's delivered and entered service. Go check it out. And search up like My Way, YRT, OC Transpo, any other transit system in like North America. They're gonna show the exact same thing. So very good websites. But like a lot of you guys, I am a fan of buses, and I'm really particular about which buses I like, but I'm going to go through the retired buses, including the ones that I've been on before and the ones I haven't been on before. The ones I haven't been on before, I'm just going to react to photos of it. So starting with the 17 to 1800s, this is the third batch of Orion Next Generation Hybrids, ordered by the TTC, of course, and those buses retired early. They never got rebuilt, and they were operating on Malvern and Wilson routes, so you can see right here. Now, when I was riding those buses, it was mainly on the 939 Finch Express, well, back then it was called the 199 Finch Rocket. And I think these buses here, let's see. Oh, I thought I was on the 939 for a second, but anyway, these buses here, originally, they were meant to last for like 18-20 years, but they were having a traction motor and engine compulsion problems, and whenever that happens, it just wasn't good enough to repair. So because the TTC was seeing a lot of those buses were having their problems, they're like, hey, we should just retire them early as we're getting a lot of deliveries of Nova Bus. So out they went in 2019, and the last one retired, I think it was December 28th. 1728 on the 939 route, and of course that's the route I took to go to school. And I don't know if I miss these buses because we still have a lot of our Orion 7's next generation buses from 2007 and 8, and half of them were rebuilt, although some of them have started retiring. Look at that. I clicked on an image, 939 Finch Express to Finch Station. Although the B branch goes to Finch West Station. But, yeah, these buses were alright. By the way, I'm also going to go through some of the buses that are slated to retire very soon. Okay, going to the iconic workhorses first that grew up in Toronto. I've been on them a couple of times, but I vaguely remember some memories of them. You guys may remember, I filmed a video of a 1982 GM New Look. It was the restored bus, fleet number 2252. But before getting to that, we're looking at the 2000 series. And these buses were built in the early 1980s, retired in the mid-2000s. And then you got the buses from the 1970s had a different interior look. They retired slightly later than the 2000s. And then, these were the ones we all grew up with. And here's what the interior looked like of the 2200s. Of course, they got rebuilt, and a lot of these buses wanted a second life extension because at the time, the hybrid buses were just starting out, and they were already having issues. So they decided to keep half of these buses in service. Look at this here. Who remembers riding this? Like, who remembers? So, guys, again, I filmed a video of 2252, which is this bus right here. It served as a historical bus. It was restored, and go check that out if you haven't already. But I rode these buses a couple of times. Oh man, they were just amazing. GM New Looks were found on almost every transit bus system in North America. Like, look at this. The old LED display. I think the older ones had the original roll sign. Look, 2290 was donated to a trans enthusiast organization in Ireland. I saw a couple of videos on that. It was one of the last ones to provide revenue service, as these buses retired in 2011, so that was 11 years ago. Pretty cool, guys. Look at this. The old door as well. Oh man, they were just amazing. And then we got the 27 to 2800s. And they were supposed to be retired by 2012, but they retired a bit earlier than expected, but it was also like in the mid-2000s. Oh, look. This one here, 2755, retired April 2011. Hope you guys can see it, see my screen properly. Of course, I can always click on the images. Yeah. I'm just gonna work my way down. Look at this, I just decided to pull up an image, just to show you guys. Oh man. I miss those buses. Okay, moving on to the buses that I've never been on before. As you guys may know, I'm a Zoomer, so I was born late, but I still like old things myself. And most of these buses you're looking at here, they had the Detroit diesel engines, and that's one of the ones that you guys used to foam over. But so this here was New Flyer was called Flyer back then. And this bus looked pretty weird as hell. Oh man, the windows, the little doors, it looked a bit weird. It was on Route 169. There's a New Look right behind it. And this is at Victoria Park. Victoria Park in where? Probably somewhere in North York, because the 169 was the Huntingwood route. It would be around the Victoria Park, Shepherd area, or Finch. But they retired in the 2000s. Early to mid-2000s. And then there were so basically the model. I forgot to mention the model of these buses. They were the New Flyer D901. Hold on, let me check here. D901. All right. And then another batch of these buses came, built in 1986. Same exterior look. And then we come to the, I think it's the Classics, right? But built by General Motors. Looks like one right here. Let's see. Yeah. On the 512 shuttle. Not the shuttle, but the route before it became a streetcar route. Again, I've never been on those buses before. Here's another one as well. Again, pretty weird doors on that. And of course, these buses retired in the mid to late 2000s. I probably never seen this before, or may not remember, as I was very young. Where did these buses, oh, they were just all over the place. Malvern, Arrow, Queensway. Here's some... Okay, so this is when Flyer became New Flyer. New Flyer D40 buses, but they only have one picture here. One picture. Okay, and that was when... So that was in their original CLRV livery. And that's where the older buses... They had that livery too, and then they just refurbished it. Okay, this New Flyer D4088, built in 1988. They retired in Queensway, at the Queensway division. 32C! Holy hell. So they must have operated on the Wilson divisions. 32C, that's my home route. Okay, not the branch, but the route itself, sure. Retired in 2009, I believe. And then there's more of these buses. Oh no, it's the D4089. Very similar, though. They also ran out of the Queensway. 112C West Mall. Yeah, they were very prominent on the Queensway routes. Look at this Orion articulated bus, the OBI Icarus. Oh man. Okay, those pictures look pretty cool, but I don't really like the way they look. Going back to the New Flyers, the D4090, built in 1990, retired in the mid-2000s. This time, however, they were at the Malvern division. Alright, now to some familiar foes. Okay, I wouldn't say foes, but I'll let you describe them the way I like it. Going to the Orion 5s. These were the last... I think these were the last high-floor buses ordered by the TTC. And I think the later ones were accessibility equipped. Okay, not those ones. I think the later ones, though. But these buses were built in the early 90s, as you can see in 91. And they were based everywhere, mainly Mount Dennis, Birchmount. I'm still not awake, guys, so pardon me for my stumbling. And I apologize, they're doing some minor construction above me. 32 Eglinton West. 32. My home route. Oh, they're based out of Queensway as well. I may or may have not been on those buses. I probably may not, because I have probably didn't take my TTC until at least like 2009. And then moving on to more of the Orions. Okay, the 7000s. I've been on these too. And they were found on the Malvern route, sometimes the Wilson variety. Okay, so these were wheelchair equipped. Because at the time, the TTC wanted to make their services accessible, you know, customers were complaining about the lack of accessibility and relying on paratransit, so they ordered high floor TTC buses, and then eventually, of course, they got the better ones, the low floor buses, and of course, they added elevators into the stations. This one had some weird doors, eh? Or were they rebuilt? I think they were rebuilt. Oh man, what do you guys think of these buses? Retired in 2014. The last batch of Orion 7s, I mean, Orion 5s were oh shit. Okay, sorry, the last of these Orion 7s, 5s, guys, I'm very sorry, I am not awake, but the last batch of them were the 9400s. I'm going to scroll down right here. Now, I bet on these buses myself a lot. They all retired in 2015. They were on the Wilson routes, especially the 29 Dufferin. Also, these buses were on almost every bus system you could find with these buses here, like My Way, YRT, DRT, OC Transpo. I thought I had a picture of the Orion 5, but you know what? Just for the heck of it. Thumbnail moment. Oh shit! So this is what the buses look like when they were first starting out, right? Yeah. So they. Okay, this. Am I seeing things here? Were they like, or did they not have a bike rack or of some sorts? Oh my god, I thought I was seeing a different color here. Okay, my bad, guys. After looking at the youngest Orion 5, just realized, okay, it's the same thing. Oh my goodness. Alright, still moving on. Moving on. To the Nova Bus RTS. These were very uncommon and not seen in the other transit systems. The RTS was built by Nova Bus, a Quebec-based company, and they were only, excuse me, they were found on the old Danforth route, and then the rest of their lives they were based out of the Aero division, especially on the 96 routes. So this is what the bus looked like, the refurbished version, and this is what it looked like before refurbishments. Look at the white background on this. The old doors as well. And then they just painted it black. Right around here. Of course they had, I think they had the Detroit diesel, I think. Yep, well, this time the Series 50. Forgot to mention, most of the buses that we all grew up with, they have the Series 50 engines. They were pretty good. And now, to the New Flyer D40LFs from the late 90s. Unfortunately, I've never been on those buses before. And they started their later lives on Queensway routes. I might have seen them before, but fortunately never got the ride on them. And those are the last TTC New Flyer buses they ordered until they got the New Flyer Excelsior, the electric buses. They still look pretty cool, though. And of course, like many of the older buses, they were all rebuilt. Let's see if I'm missing anything here. Okay, so these were just okay, so this is a GM New Look from the early 80s. I think they had the CLRV livery. But there's no pictures here to show you guys, so I'm not going to go for them. Save this one for last. You guys may all remember this. That's right. the Detroit Diesel Orion 7s from 2002 to 2005. I went on those buses a lot of times. They were at Eglinton, Arrow Road, Birchmount. They were mainly on the East End routes. And I don't know why they were... I can't believe they had to retire those buses so early. As I say here, they could have been retiring by now. After, much of the fleet received like overhauls, but because of the concerns of emissions, they decided to retire the buses in 2017 to 2018, and then got the Novo buses instead. So I've been watching bus finding videos for years, and I've seen a lot of you guys foam over these buses. I did that. I did the same thing as well. I couldn't get over their engine, and what was really friggin' weird about those buses, they had a booster seat right in the middle. Like, what was the point of that? Like, what the hell was the point of that? Those buses got rebuilt 10 years ago, but eventually they couldn't last long, and they all retired by 2017, 18. Let's look for 7575. I wish I had pictures. Back then I wasn't really into buses. Well, a whole lot, but I still was. Just more into a subway type, rapid transit. 7575. There it is right here. So that's one of those buses we all liked fanning. And then there's the Lucky 7s as well, which I've probably been on once or twice. Where is it right here? Yeah. Lucky 7. In fact, I have a picture of that right here. Right here. Oh my gosh, so many great memories with those buses. Oh man, I miss them. I sincerely miss them. But we still have we still have more Orion 7 OGs, but they have the Cummins engine. They're still pretty good though, but they're on the verge of retirement. But yeah, these are the retired TTC buses I grew up with, and as well as looking at some that I've never been on before and reacting to them, as well as their exterior looks. As you guys may know, TTC is looking to make their bus fleet zero emissions free, and they've already started to retire half of the hybrid buses, the Orion Next generations, especially the 2006 models and 2007 and 8s. They've retired most of the 1500s to 1600s as well. And it's mainly the buses that never got their rebuilt. TTC only decided to refurbish a handful of them. However, with the first batch of these orders, they all rebuilt. I think they rebuilt all these buses, but they decided to keep them in the original livery. So those buses here on the verge of retirement. Where's the Cummins ISL? There we go. There we go. From 2006 to 7. I think those are the only buses with the good engines that we could still foam over with. And about was it 7 buses here? They were reassigned to the Toronto Police Service, and one was reassigned to I think to a COVID vaccination bus, and one here was sold to Sault Ste. Marie Transit. Yeah, only a few of them have started to have EMS transport. They're used for other purposes, but either way, they're going to be retired very soon. Oh look, event supports as well. Forgot about them. Bit weird seeing them in the gray paint. And these are the COVID transport buses. I saw one recently, like 2.5 weeks ago, at Wheels on the Danforth. And then to the 8000s. Oh man, only 1, 2, 3. Only 3 buses have retired so far. The only 2 retired because of collision damage, but one just retired. Oh, never mind. It got fire. It just got fired. All right. Well, the 8000s have many more years of life, but the older buses include, especially the 7900s, the 1000s. Oh man, I'm going to miss them once they're gone. But guys, that is it. That is my take on the retired TTC buses. Again, I'm thinking of doing these these videos from home where I just go over, I react to the retired buses, comparing them to GTA transit buses, some of my memories on them. I'm not sure if I'm gonna post this today. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, but we'll see, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you have memories of these buses I mentioned. I just wasn't sure if I wanted to make this, but a lot of you guys are bus fanatics like me, so I just had to. I really had to, but guys, thanks for watching, and see you guys all in the next one. So take care, all the best. Adios. Bye-bye.